Karen Butler with Shoot Like a Girl. I think I have a little echo, so I'm going to flip it over to Krista right away this morning. Glad you guys are with us.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm really excited. We have got a special guest today from Gunsite Academy, which is near and dear to my heart. Before we get started, a little thing you need to know is this is our last Monday Summertime Live. We will be moving the lives to Tuesday mornings going forward at the same time, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. And we'll follow up about that at the end of our live today. So let's jump in and get started. Today we have Jane Anne Shimizu. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Great. Okay, good. That's the first positive for my day. Joining us from Gunsite Academy. So Jane Anne, let's start it with, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about Gunsite and give them the groundwork and the foundation.
Well, Gunsite is the world's oldest and largest firearms training facility. About 46 years ago now, Jeff Cooper realized that the private sector needed training. They had just gotten out of World War II. They had been issued 1911 pistols, but nobody really knew how to use them. And he got together with 5 or 6 of his friends in Big Bear Lake, California, and they actually started IPSC. It was called the leather slap, but it evolved into IPSC. He realized in the 70s that he was not going to be able to teach the private sector how to shoot in the California climate. Even in 1975, the climate was not good. And so he moved his family to Paulden, Arizona. He started Gunsite with about 163 acres, and it is now 3,200 acres owned by Buzz Mills. Every time something goes up for sale around us, he buys it because, well, we want to be safe. And we teach 2,000 to 3,000 private citizens a year, and it's an immersion process. So you come on Monday, and when you leave on Friday, you are so comfortable living with your firearm. You have no problems carrying, concealing, drawing. It's a wonderful place.
It is a wonderful place. I can say I have been there. Absolutely love it. It is probably in the top 2 places in my history of places to be. Oh, and now I have the echo. Oh, Karen turned her mic off. Go ahead, Karen.
Hey, Jane Anne, I want to ask you, I heard like you shoot a lot of rounds. How many rounds do you all shoot?
In our 250 pistol class, you shoot 1,000 rounds ball and 50 rounds of frangible. The frangible is for the indoor and outdoor simulators. On Thursday, it's the best time in the world. You go into indoor and outdoor simulators because Jeff Cooper believed that whatever you learned on a square range, if you put it into a practical simulation, then if you ever do arrive at a situation where you need to use your gun, you will fall back on your simulator training more than you will on your square range training. So the indoor simulators especially are important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're talking a lot about shooting like right out of the gate. What about the brand new shooter? When they look at Gunsite, do they find anything for them? Is there a special course they should try first? How does that course progression work?
Well, we believe that if you show up with a gun in a box and you've never shot before, you're our best client. You are our best student because you don't have any bad habits. You come with your husband and your husband knows everything. It's better to have a clean slate. And we love to start our 250 pistol student from a gun in a box.
That's a good catchphrase, a gun in a box. So what happens after 250?
Well, after 250, you can move on to 350, which is intermediate pistol, where we add a lot more movement and we add more simulators, and we actually add simunitions, which is we have role players that are bad guys, and we put you in a position where they're actually shooting at you with a simunitions pistol. It's just like a 1911. It's just like a Glock. It's whatever that you have. We have a simunitions pistol to fit your holster. And that's
exciting.
When the fun starts. Yeah.
That's the next class I need to take.
Yeah.
And does it stop there? Is 350
go
the last
into 499 advanced pistol. You can take tactical concealed carry weapons, where the entire class is concealed carry. You can take Team Tactics for Two. We just had a Team Tactics for Two class last week with a father and a son were in there. Then 2 other couples were in there. So there's unlimited places to go with your training at Gunsite. Personally, I like to fall back and take 250 every few years because I love going back to the basics, especially if you're teaching women. It pays for you to go back to basics because what you're teaching in the beginning is basics.
So I know through research that Gunsite has a few satellite locations. Now, I'm an advocate. Everybody needs to go to Arizona and experience it from where it started. But how and why behind the satellite locations?
Well, a lot of people can't get away. When you come to Gunsite, it's a 5-day class. So you've got to come in on Sunday and you will probably stay till Saturday and fly home on Saturday. And a lot of people just can't give that much time. Some people are very lucky and they get 3 or 4 weeks vacation a year. But if you get 2 weeks vacation and your wife says, "Where are you going on your vacation?" "No, you're not going to gun camp. You're taking me to Hawaii." So we made it possible to do it in Nashville, Tennessee. There's a facility there called the Royal Range. It's an indoor shooting range, and that's kind of nice in the middle of summer. It's air conditioned, and you can do low light shooting all day long in a facility like that. We also offer our 3-day classes in Indiana and Lebanon, Indiana, to be exact, at the police range there. And they don't have an indoor simulator, but in Nashville, they have an indoor simulator that we can move around 3 or 4 different ways. So you still get the simulator training.
So what is a 3-day class?
A 3-day class is the first 3 days of the 5-day 250 pistol class. You just don't get all the simulators in the 3-day class.
Okay.
And offsite 3 days, they don't have simulators.
But let me ask this next question. Gunsite's not just about handguns, right?
No. In fact, I was waiting for you to ask that question again. After you're done with all your pistol training, you can go into carbine. We have 3 different levels of carbine training. You can go into shotgun. Shotgun is a great home defense weapon. The shotgun class is 3 days, and you shoot about 600 rounds of a bird, buck, slug, maybe 100 rounds of slug. And you learn how to live with your shotgun.
That's a really important class for a lot of people. I think that it's a very common home defense tool.
It is.
Right?
It is. And, training with your shotgun, learning to live with your shotgun, depending on what you're shooting, the safety is in a different place. So you always want to know at night, when you hear a thump in the night and you pick up your shotgun, do you have your Remington or do you have your Mossberg or do you have your Benelli? So learning to live with that shotgun really helps you when it's dark out in your bedroom and somebody's thumping at your door. I mean, I learned that the hard way. I actually picked my husband's shotgun up once instead of my own, and I went, "Oh no, that the safety's not up there because mine is Mossberg." So
it's really interesting. I'm going to go back to the pistol class really quick, the 250, and you mentioned the word safety. That was definitely an eye-opener for myself and the students on the line, my peers along beside me. So Gunsite started with 1911s, but it doesn't have to be a 1911 format. You can bring any striker fire, any type of handgun. But when you look at that in external safety, a lot of people learned on day one how important working that safety, manipulating the safety, and every shot revolved around that safety.
It does if you're shooting a 1911, and there are other pistols too that have a safety. The striker fire pistol, the safety is up here. Mm-hmm. You just have to follow all the gun rules, and you won't have any problems. But I personally prefer shooting in 1911, and working your safety is a fine dance.
It is a fine dance. Talking about gun rules. Oh, sorry, Karen.
I'm going to cut in. I'm sorry. I know it's a little echoey. But Jane Anne, I wanted to ask you because explain to our new shooters why it's so important to have all this repetition and have all this training. because so many people are going out and buying a gun, and we really stress it's not enough to just buy the gun. You have to take that next step towards training. And so in your 21 years of experience, y'all, this is a lady who has really trailblazed for all of us. 21 years of being an instructor at one of the most prestigious ranges in the United States is no laughing matter. That's quite a feat. We're honored to have you on. Can you really talk to people about that? What is the why? What if you're talking to a brand new shooter, why do they need this training?
Oh, wow. First of all, I want to say that I am not an actual Gunsite instructor. I am the marketing director at Gunsite. However, I have had every class a zillion times. I'm an NRA instructor. I'm a well-armed woman instructor, and I love teaching women, but I don't make the claim of being a Gunsite instructor. Being a Gunsite instructor is one of the hardest things you can do. Speaking about new shooters and safety, I get a phone call at least 10 times a day from people who had bought a pistol and they're afraid of it. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to load it. They don't know how to unload it. And everything we do at Gunsite is teaching building blocks. We start you off with grip. We might tell you to grip that pistol in your holster 15 times before you actually lift it up out of your holster, and that is called clear. And you go from grip, clear, and you pull it out, and you're still two-handed, but you're getting ready to push out at the target. And when you do those steps, 5 steps over and over and over, it melds into your mind so that by the end of the morning of day 1, you are coming out of that holster smoothly, you're coming out of the holster expertly, and all you do is practice that all week long. And you move from drawing from the holster to shooting 2 shots, to shooting 2 to the body, 1 to the head. But it's an immersion process. And by the end of your 5 days, and Krista, you've been there, you don't think twice about handling your firearm, about unloading it and loading it or locking the slide back. It's just natural after 5 days.
I think one of the nice things too, though, is as you're going through that from day 1 to day 5 and each step along the way, often we think, oh, we're doing it correctly, right? What seems like is the correct way. And the instructors will stand back and they'll walk over and make a comment about making an adjustment on your grip, on a rotation of your hand. And it takes a moment, but you realize if you'll just listen, then they're giving you good sound advice from the outside. Oh, we have a question. It says, what about women and Gunsite? Oh, and it's from Jan. So
we have one of the largest well-armed women groups in the state of Arizona. And we even take our well-armed women. I have 2 different groups. I have a beginner group that we start with the basics, and they have to work their way up through the 250 drills to enter into the advanced group. And it sometimes takes 3 to 6 months to get 25 women up into the advanced group. The advanced group is moving and shooting. They're turning and shooting. They are running and shooting. And that's where you want to be, but you've got to start with the basics. We see more and more women all the time. Our ladies' classes are full now. Our 250 pistol class, if we have 20 people in that pistol class, at least 5 of them are going to be women, because the women are the up-and-coming Second Amendment supporters. And it's a wonderful thing because they're strong.
At one point, didn't Gunsite have like a lady 150 course or some sort of abbreviated course?
We still do. We have the 150 pistol class. And then if you take the ladies pistol 2 class, which is 2 days after the first 3-day class, you have completed a 250 class.
Okay.
And that way you can move into the upper level classes.
Awesome. All right, Karen, I can't read that. You're going to have to read it for me.
So I just want to say, Claudia at GTM wanted to say good morning, that she named their first bag in honor of Gunsite. And she learned how to build a better bag because of it. And so we just had to say, Claudia, thanks for supporting this. And I have to tell you, thanks for your volunteering with the Well Armed Women chapter. That's awesome. And so y'all can look up a local chapter near you and see if there's always, we always tell people Google girls group near me, and you'll be amazed at the number of women that are out there that are hosting organizations for you. So please look at that and go out and try it. If you're in Arizona, they can probably come to one of your events. So thanks, and I appreciate the correction on the instructor, but I'm going to tell you, it is, whether it's in marketing or it's in any field in the industry, when you're a woman in a predominantly male-dominated environment, it's kudos to you, no matter what the role. So thanks very much.
21 years ago, yeah, 21 years ago, it was something.
Where can people go to sign up? And then can you talk a little bit about the scholarship? Because we've had a couple people mention the scholarship.
The Jeff Cooper Legacy Foundation offers a scholarship, and the well-armed women have taken huge advantage of it. We have trained many, many, many well-armed women. You go to jeffcooperlegacyfoundation.org, and the application will be at the top, and you just fill it out. You write an essay about why you want to take the course. And the reason you want to take the course is to teach other women how to shoot. And that is basically what the Legacy Foundation was set up for, to teach teachers, to teach instructors, to make them better instructors so that they can go out in the world and help women. The well-armed woman is a great thing. There's also Shoot Like a Girl, as you know. There's a few other places that you can go to learn how to shoot, and you really do. If you have a brand new gun, you need to be good at carrying it around with you. Anyway, you carry it in your holster, in your purse, whatever you decide, on yourself, on your body. They make a lot of holsters for different body styles.
Right. So there is no, honestly, it doesn't matter where you are in the country. There's training everywhere for everyone, right? So don't let that be the deterrent. If you feel like there's not something available, it's really there. Going to Gunsite, obviously, is an incredible experience. And I'm going to share a funny little personal story before we close. It's already almost 20 after the hour. So on my instructor journey, my husband was very supportive, as we want our spouses and family to be. And the day I received my Jeff Cooper Scholarship reward recipient letter in the mail, I casually said, "Oh, I'm going to Gunsite." And that changed his thought process in what kind of instructor I was going to be. It's a level that you really need to investigate going for yourself if you're currently an instructor and trying to grow yourself so you can share with other women. Karen, was that another question? Okay. All right. Well, Jane Anne, do you have anything you want to close with before we close our segment?
Sign up for the 250 pistol class. Just go to the Gunsite website, gunsite.com, and go to classes. Pistol classes, we're the first one on the top, and the application is underneath the description of the course.
Yes, and if the only classes are available are in July and August, do not be afraid of the Arizona heat. I went in July. I'm from the South. It was fine. I was okay with it.
0% humidity.
There it is, 0% humidity. Great. So we're going to go ahead and close out today's show. Don't forget, please like, comment, and share. You'll be eligible and entered to win a Shoot Like a Girl swag bag. And I might be able to talk Jane Anne into sending us maybe a Gunsite shirt or a little something to add to that bag. Yeah. Awesome.
Send me an email.
I'll definitely do. And then we need to talk about last week's winner. So if y'all remember, we had Vicki Farnham on. I unfortunately was on an airplane and had to watch it in replay. And I wish I'd been there. So we do have a winner. Let me pull my name here because I forgot already what her name was. Vicki Gosnell Klontz is the winner from last week's Facebook Live with Vicki Farnham. And I do happen to know that Gun Tote Mamas is going to provide the winning purse, so winning handbag. But that, we know what that means, Vicki. That means you got to go get some training with it, right? Make sure you understand how to use that with your firearm. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Please do not forget, we will not be back in on Mondays. This is the end of our Summertime Live. Jane Anne was like the finale of summertime. We're going to start forward on Tuesday mornings, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, heading into fall with all the things that are going to happen towards the end of 2020 and prepping us for 2021. Karen, do you have any final comments?
No, Jane, thanks so much. Jane Anne, thanks so much for joining us. And everyone, have a great week. Be safe, be courteous, be kind, and we'll all get through crazy time in our country together. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
I hope to see you soon, Jane Anne.
I do too. Bye.
Alrighty, bye.